Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming to the solution talk about city platforms and data management, where 8 experts in this area will share with us their knowledge. My name is Rosa Paradell. I am the Business Development Director in I2CAT, a research and development center here in Catalonia focused on advanced internet technologies. And I have the pleasure to share this session this afternoon. So what is this topic about? As you may already know, platforms are being developed in many cities around the world to store the data and transform this data into useful information for decision makers to take better solutions, okay? So this kind of platforms will be the brain for these cities to share and analyze data, as well as a means to go to this city as a service model. Let me introduce you the 8 speakers that will have these 5 minutes. The first one will be Levent Gürgen from CEA, Mr. Óscar Escobar, who is there, the CIO of the City of Cali in Colombia, Mr. Stéphane Péan, here, from EIT Digital, Pablo Betancur from Huawei, Ms. Trudy Norris-Grey from Microsoft, okay, Sergio Carvalho from Deloitte, Mr. Takaki Koto from NEC, and finally, but at last but not least, Max Claps from SAP. Okay. As I already said, our first speaker is Mr. Levent Gürgen. Levent is the R&D Project Coordinator in CEA Tech. He has been coordinating several smart city projects involving leader industrial and academic partners, as well as cities from Europe, Japan, and Korea. He obtained his PhD degree from the Grenoble Institute of Technology in 2027. His talk, Empowering Cities and Citizens with Open Urban Technologies, will present the lessons learned and experiences gathered in smart city project deployments involving European, Japanese, and Korean stakeholders. Okay, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So yes, I'm Levent Gürgen from CA. I've been enough lucky actually to have been involved in several smart city related projects, in particular coordinating several of them in Europe and with partnerships with Korea and Japan. So I will be very quickly, this is CA, where I'm coming from, so very brief introduction. So it's one of the most innovative public research organizations worldwide, so very little parentheses. I will go directly to our solution actually, which is called CityNext platform, which is an open source, open platform. And we have used and deployed this platform actually in several smart city related projects, as I mentioned, in Europe and in Japan in particular. We had also something a bit more different, like we had a deployment in the smart ski resort domain, integrating sensors to the skiers to measure their performance, etc. We had a deployment with Korea in this. We had also smart train station related applications in Japan, in Kameoka, Maya, and Osaka stations, for instance. We are also doing smart agriculture, monitoring the vineyards in Bordeaux, for instance. We had some smart home related projects in addition to smart health domain, also having a deployment for increasing the autonomy of elderly people. So I will be going very quickly because we don't have so much time, just to mention that we had indeed different partners in Europe and in Japan in those projects, from Panasonic, NTT, NST, Micro, Santander City, Genova City, etc. And indeed, within this project, we were able to show that we could use one unique platform that could connect to different data sources coming from different cities, so that we could provide this information to higher level, client level services or applications in order to process the data, correlate the data for high level user services. We had a follow-up of this project actually now involving new cities like Grenoble, Bristol, Scuba City, in different domains actually. Business tourism monitoring, industrial estates monitoring, crowd sensing, infrastructure management. So these are some examples that we have done by using this platform. So I will skip this one, actually. So this was the example that I told to you during the Winter Olympic Games in Korea, actually. We have done this simultaneous deployment between our European and Korean partners in order to increase the user experience of the skiers in the smart ski resort with some connections for sure to the city with some mobility related services. So the very briefly lessons learned that we had from those projects, indeed what we observe in particular is that each city is unique for sure, but today we know that the economic, societal, technological challenges are global. So which is important is indeed to mutualize resources, cooperate and exchange to tackle those global challenges. We have complementary expertises. Cities indeed are aware of the potential of IoT, but they are a bit confused because too many standards, actors, initiatives, so they need guidance, but they need neutral guidance. And for this, the institutions like us has a very important role to play. Indeed, we need to build a common language in order to bridge the comprehension between the city stakeholders and the industrial stakeholders. And we also believe that the value is really in the ecosystem. So we have to be open. The openness is the key to make also benefit the local ecosystem of all those cities. And no wonderlooking, no single platform will do the thing, so we have to collaborate. And finally, city-scale testbeds are very important to validate the innovation. We cannot validate a smart city application without testing it with the citizens and with the smart cities. Actually, related to this, out of those projects, we have now building an alliance, a global alliance, Urban Technology Alliance, that we had organized yesterday, a pre-launch of this alliance, which is indeed the objective is to provide city-scale testbeds, to provide a matchmaking platform to bring together cities, citizens, industrial researchers, and to share the best practices, lessons learned among the cities all around the globe. And we actually have already a vibrant community, including cities from Taiwan, Korea, Europe, Japan in particular, and in addition to some prestigious institutions and experts in academia and industry. I think I've done in 5 minutes, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Levent. Our second speaker is Mr. Óscar Escobar. Óscar is currently the CIO of Santiago de Cali City Council in Colombia, where he was previously Deputy Director and Director of Municipal Planning. Óscar also worked in the Senate of the Republic and the National Department of Planning. Trained as economist, he holds a master in public policies. His talk is about the digital transformation process that City of Cali has begun. Cali's digital transformation process has started with an ambitious project called Integrating Platform, led by the ICT department. This project aims to make the city government more efficient, more transparent, and increase proximity with the citizens while consolidating a digital innovation ecosystem. Óscar, please, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much, Rosa. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. Of course, FIRA and the city of Barcelona for inviting us, letting us share our experience, and letting us learn also from other cities in the world. I have 5 slides for 5 minutes, so but it hasn't started there yet. So I was saying, as Rosa said, I am the CIO of the city of Cali. And that's like the international name we give to this role. But of course, in Cali, they will know me best as the director of the Technologies and Communication Information Department, right? And this is something, and we call the presentation the beginning of the digital transformation of Cali, because this department only exists since January last year. So we're only finishing the 2nd years of operation for us in Alcaldía with organism, our department like us, that has to think in technology as a transversal thing for Alcaldía to achieve goals in the city. So after that, and as I said, as also Rosa said, I'm an economist. I've always worked in public policy, planning, budgeting. So my role in this department is, of course, to rescue the value of investing in technology as a means to achieve several things in the city, and getting our major to give us, of course, the budget and everything we need to get our projects ahead. Because our major is a 75-year-old man. So obviously, I didn't convince him to create a technology department because technology is cool, right? I convinced him, and that was my second slide that is not showing, to create this department because of three things. Because I said, Major, with technology, we're going to achieve a more efficient alcaldía. With technology, we can also be more transparent. We can fight risk of corruption that, as you can see, are a big issue, in Latin America. And also, with technology, we can be closer to citizens, right? And that is a really important thing. We can make citizens' life easier, but we can also help close what we call the digital gap. That is meaning how well-educated people is using more technology and it's causing more inequality. So we're providing free Wi-Fi access and internet to people. We're providing them also with all the tools they need to learn to be part of the digital economy. So you want people to have access. You also want people to learn how to use the tools, and you also want people to innovate. That's the last thing you want. So our third slide will talk about the big project that we are executing in Cali, which is called Integrated Platform. And the integrating platform is not a brand or a system by itself. We conceive it as a strategic goal in our development plan, in which it has the vision of the city. And it has also what you see all over the world, where things are changing and people is not working anymore in one system, but like with silos and everyone aside, but that we have to work together. Alcaldía is a big city. Alcaldía is a big public entity. We are a city of 2 million people. So of course we have more than 200 information systems. So for us, and I share panel with a lot of companies today, you have to know for cities, the problem is not having technology. The problem is having a lot of technology that doesn't talk to each other and that is not helping us make better decisions, right? So with this integrated platform, we are investing heavily in so let's go really fast. Efficiency, transparency, proximity. This is the integrated platform. We were talking about how we have a digital innovation ecosystem that will provide access, training, and innovation. And we also have all these other things that are more internal to the city, but that are in the benefit of the citizen, right? So we have a first business architecture, because as I said, we had a lot of information systems. Citizen 360 is all about seeing the citizen as one person, and not only the taxpayer and or the patient for health, etc. We're also having financial management, because it's not all about who pays taxes, but especially who owes taxes and how we get to collect that money. We're working with SAP in that part. Document management, of course, Alcaldía has 300,000 petitions a year. So we have to make sure these are answered, these are well answered, and that is an efficient way to do it. And also project management. Project management connected, all this connected, so we know not only how much money are we spending, but what are the results of what we're spending. So this is the integrated platform. Now, as you see, this is a very big project. It's a very complex project. It's a beautiful project, but it's not finished yet. So I said, what can I talk to the public that they can relate to of a project with these characteristics? And fortunately, this city gave me the inspiration. So we have Sagrada Familia, right? Everyone's been there. This is a project, huge project, complex project, not finished project. However, it's a milestone for this city. Everyone in the city feels proud of this project. That's what we want with integrated platform also. That's what we want to reach. And of course, committed, as is Barcelona, to finishing it. And last but not least, I talk a little bit about the ecosystem. I want to point out that Cali is a city in which the software sector is booming. So as I said, we have partners, SAP, and other companies, but we also have a lot of free software, open source software, and local software, right? This project is called Son America, and we just opened the first building of this project last month. It's a project that is going to attract a lot of investment in Cali. This is a project that it's only in Uruguay. It has international and local investment, and it's now in Colombia, and it's also in China. So for all of you who are planning or are looking for a hub of investment, a gate to Latin America. Well, I invite you to invest in Cali. This is a city where, as I said, in the last 8 years, the number of software companies has more than doubled. We have now more than 1,000 companies, and also their sales have more than tripled. So in a country where GDP growth last year was 2%, the software sector in Cali is growing at 17%. So I invite you all to go there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Óscar, and sorry for the inconveniences. Now, our next speaker is Mr. Stéphane Péan. Stéphane is the city's action leader, line leader of EIT Digital, a European digital innovation and education organization driving Europe's digital transformation. He holds a master's degree in urbanism and in intelligent transportation systems, as well as an MBA. His talk will focus on the solution City Enabler based on FIWARE, standard and APIs and data models. Okay, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So I will present the City Enabler to unleash the power of data in cities. So it's an activity supported by EIT Digital. EIT is an independent agency supported by the European Commission, not for R&D, so no funding for R&D. We are an organization to go to market, to push innovation to the market. So this activity is called CEDUS, the City Enabler for Digital Urban Services. And the leader is the Italian corporate engineering, and we had during 3 years different partners, among of them Telefonica Atos, that were also involved with engineering within the R&D project FIWARE. It's an open source standard that was designed in the last years, and our job is to push this solution in the market through a platform for digital cities. So the issues, as it was also said, many data providers with heterogeneous technical solutions and information system closed in silos in cities. So the City Enabler, in this case, is a solution for crawling, collecting, integrating, and rendering on the map scattered urban data coming from city providers. The second issue is no awareness of available urban data in the city territory, and that could also potentially support new innovative solutions. So the City Enabler facilitates the access to this city knowledge, the data, adding value and revenues for the urban ecosystem. This is the... Oh no. Okay, this is a high-level architecture of the City Enabler. So different layers. The first one, data collection layer. The most important here is this function. It's a search engine that can automatically detect the data sets in a territory, in the cities. I know that Google also launched this after us, and this one is more innovative and advanced than Google. Also, you have the data coming from legacy systems, and open data portals, of course, and devices that can also bring IoT data. You have also the data integration and harmonization layer. So to harmonize is a very important point. You have a lot of data with different formats, and this solution can harmonize the data and connect the data together. And you have, of course, the data visualization layer. And at the top, idea management. It's how to bring the citizens and SMEs or startups in a kind of ecosystem. So it's an open innovation area. This is a video to present the solution.
The Internet of Things provides cities and businesses with urban data that can be overwhelming. The information gained from traffic lights, security cameras, public transport, sensors, and interactive screens flows through the city. Technologies are heterogeneous. Valuable data is being closed within so-called silos. City managers, citizens, and businesses do not have easy access to the valuable city knowledge. City Enabler for Digital Urban Services makes multiple information systems in the city speak with each other. It is a technology that unleashes data from both public and private city providers and makes it useful for all users in the city. It creates an application called City Enabler that exploits and visualizes important urban information. Parking, mobility, healthcare, safety and pollution control are a few examples where CITES is useful. Every citizen gets access to urban data available through innovative map-based city services. So, how does it work? CITES detects and evaluates available data sources in the city. Then it makes it accessible through the standard application programming interfaces. It monitors and registers already existing and new IoT devices in the City Enabler in a simple way. CITES offers dashboards to visualize collected data on a map in real time. It replicates existing urban services from one city to another. That makes them reusable in different cities. City Enabler saves citizens time and money. It is open to other platforms through standard APIs. Duplication of the data in the City Enabler is accepted. City Enabler is based on open source software. Therefore, it is open to the local digital ecosystem. CITES is portable and replicable in different cities. Entrepreneurs can launch existing urban services onto the market within a short time. City Enabler supports local governments in their decision-making process and creates new business opportunities for entrepreneurs. In turn, citizens benefit from brand new applications enabled by CITES. Make your city's data truly meaningful. Accelerate your business and create innovative map-based urban services with CITES solution without the lock-in effect.
So the most important competitive advantage for us, it's open standards and open APIs. You can, so 100% open source software powered by Fireware, compliant with OASC spec. It is portable, replicable, scalable, and interoperable without lock-in. No city lock-in, no vendor lock-in, and no technology lock-in. We are already on the market. We are the winner of a European PCP with the three cities, Copenhagen, Helsinki, and Antwerp. And we have already contracted with cities in Italy and also in South America. And now we are engaged in a campaign, a roadshow in Europe, and we have a meeting exactly now in another side event. This is the way it is, and you can contact us. Someone is there also from engineering. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stéphane. Our next speaker is Mr. Pablo Betancur from Huawei. As a smart city solutions consultant of Huawei Technologies, Pablo is working for the global market and participating in several smart city projects. He has the technology expertise to help to define an efficient smart city and improve cities operations, such as he has already done in Longang, China. His talk will focus on the Intelligent Operations Center solution that achieves the closed-loop management to take data-driven decision-making by using IoT, cloud, big data, and artificial intelligence. Pablo, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosa. First of all, AI drives smart city development. What's the meaning of AI? Artificial intelligence, right? How we use artificial intelligence in a city. So let's see. A city, if we make an analogy, a city is like a human. The city needs sensor networks. Imagine a human. We have 5 senses, or vision, or ears, or hands. A city needs an IoT network. But the IoT network is only sensing. You need to send this information. You need a backbone. You need a nervous system to send this information to the brain. Why you need a brain? Because the data by itself is nothing. The data need to become information. To become information, you need to storage. You need a cloud computing. To understand this information, you need to have a big data analytics. But you need an intelligent operations center. It's your brain. Now, how humans make decisions? How? We have a mind. The mind is your decision making. So we need artificial intelligence to make decisions. This is Huawei solution. It's a big dashboard. I won't give you an introduction, but you are welcome to Boost B200. We have running this demo. So how we make the digital brain? There are 5 centers we are developing. First, situation awareness. It's like, okay, I have my senses. I know where I am. I know what's happening in my surroundings. This is the awareness. decision-making analysis. Artificial intelligence will help you to make better decisions. Monitoring and warnings, what's this meaning? Imagine your kid have a fever. What's the meaning? Something wrong. So you need a monitoring and warning. Have a fever, maybe he got a flu, an infection. Event management, emergency command. What happened? In your city, you have a, let's say, incident, terrorist attack, whatever. You need to know what's the process to follow. The police department, human make mistake. The system, automated system, won't make mistakes. And one more thing, this digital brain can be applied to all sectors of the government. Economy, economy, public safety, transportation, any sector. You see, also have video surveillance. Come to booth B200, I will show you this demo by myself. So how we use AI? Transportation and AI. Okay, we are improving about 18% the waiting time of the road. How are we doing this? We have cameras. The cameras are the eyes of the city. These eyes are looking how many cars, and we switch the traffic light based on how many cars there are. Okay, but it's only one intersection. You improve one intersection, there's no sense. You need to think as a whole, So we have a big area to think, oh, this is the more congestion area. You need to think as a whole. So it's not one camera, it's a group of cameras, a group of intersections, and you can improve as a whole, not just one point. Artificial intelligence will help you with that. Automate. Public safety and AI. How are we improving that? I'll give you an example. We are in Barcelona. You go to a football match. Barca against Real Madrid. There are so many, there are blacklisted criminals in Spain or Europe. 1,000, I don't know, 2,000. Human cannot catch those guys all the time looking for that. You don't have operation cost to do that. It's too high. So, but you have artificial intelligence camera. They're looking for the people all the time, with biometrics. A guy coming a concert in China, 60,000 people. The camera detects him 7 p.m. The time to when they catch him, 7:38. The power of the system, less than an hour, they catch a guy. Imagine that. Here is about the explanation. I won't go technical, okay? We have no time for that. So, what's the summary of this? What's the summary? Cloud, big data, AI, go to an intelligent operation center, the brain. And finally, we have AI-based data-driven decision-making to any sector. The two examples, transportation and security, but you can apply to any sector of the government. But something important, what's this? Data sources, this is important. If you need AI needs deep learning, machine learning. Machine learning needs huge data to learn, you know. Just alone, no data, there's no way you can make a good decision. You need a source from government data, enterprise data, IoT, to really analyze what's happening. Just one example. It's like you are baseball. In my country, we play baseball, okay? The ball is coming. You hear the ball, you look at the ball, you catch the ball. You need a coordination of all these technologies. No coordination, no use of one technology by itself. Finally, this is the architecture of our solution. We have, we call the digital platform. We launched this platform yesterday. Why we call digital platform? Because, you see, there are so many technologies. People say IoT, big data, cloud computing. How I use it? You need a digital platform to coordinate the resources. And AI is the center. We believe AI is the future of the smart city to automate some decisions, to take better decisions for the government. Finally, thank you for your time. And our footprint as Huawei, we have a footprint of 160 cities in 40 different countries. If you want more information, my name is Pablo Betancur. I wait for you in booth B200. Please, welcome.
Thank you very much, Pablo. Our next speaker is Ms. Trudy Norris-Grey. With more than 30 years of success spanning global sales, marketing, channel and partner strategies, business development, and portfolio transformation, as Microsoft's leader for business development for its industry business, Norris-Grey heads a team focused on digital transformation. Her talk will focus on how artificial intelligence analyzes citizen data and proactively delivers health and social services. We will learn how City implements City as a service. So, Ms. Norris-Grey, please, the floor is yours. No? Okay.
Colleagues, here we are in Smart City Expo. We have a responsibility to use technology to make our cities safer, healthier, more sustainable, more prosperous, more efficient, more effective. And I'd like to say that we have a responsibility to the vulnerable populations in our cities. I know many of you will have read in the newspapers very sad stories about children who have been at risk and the systems failed them. Is that right? Yeah? Very sad. And I want to take and tell you a story about how we worked with a partner called Tieto. And the ecosystem that we developed with our partner, and as you know, Microsoft is a partner-based business model around ecosystem of partners, is we actually partnered with the customer. We partnered with the different agencies in a city called Espoo. Espoo is the second biggest city in Finland. It's got a citizen makeup of about 280 million people. And Espoo, like your city, has got a vulnerable population. It's got children that need to be protected. So we partnered and developed an ecosystem with the agencies, with the education agency, with the health agency, with the citizenship agency, with the social care agency. And what we did is we analysed over 14 years back data, 280 different variables, 500 million rows of data. And we used AI to provide some insight that helped us predict into the future. And what we did was identify families who are at risk. That's a big deal. The impact is not about the technology. Technology is an enabler, and certainly technology is moving so fast, it's helping us to make impacts in a very meaningful way. We have protected children, we have identified vulnerable families, and the city is using that data-driven insight in a meaningful way to make interventions, policy changes that save lives. That's what an intelligent platform does. And you know and I know we can build the technology platforms and we can develop a blueprint. But what the city really is interested in is the impact. And let me tell you what the city says, Espoo says. Espoo is now in a better state of well-being than it was before. Espoo is in a better state of well-being than it was before. I can tell you all sorts of other impacts about what technology was used, but that is the most meaningful information that I can share with you. Now, what have I learned? I learned that we've got a responsibility. You have, I have, you have, I have, is to take what we know and deliver better outcomes for the citizens of this world. And I welcome you to join me in that quest. Now, there is one problem. This was done before GDPR came into effect. We have to address the natural distrust people have around Big Brother and AI. We have to put the right regulations in place without throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So we're having those conversations with the EU. And again, we have to do it in an ethical and meaningful way so that we don't lose the benefit of technology. connected, intelligent platforms, of course, is the way to go. Let's drive it together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Trudy. Our next speaker is Mr. Sergio Carvalho. Sergio is Associate Partner at Deloitte, Head of Business Development of Smart Cities and Future Mobility and IoT, National Focal Point in Portugal. With more than 25 years of experience, he began as founder of CEO of Megamedia and has been board member at Portugal Telecom. His talk will focus on how, after years of learn by trial and error, some cities that lead the pack are moving to comprehensive digital transformations, implementing city operating systems and integrated command centers. Sergio, please, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for my throat. I will try to speak slow to save my voice, but I'm living on tea to speak. And I have a video that will help me to support that. Thank you for your story. You know, the motto of Deloitte is make an impact that matters. So we are going to show here a solution that we hope that will make impact that matters to all citizens of all cities around the world. What we are presenting here is City Synergy, and this is the first time that we are presenting this platform in the world. City Synergy is already up and running, but what is City Synergy? Is a smart city operating system. It's a Deloitte asset, ready to deploy globally because it is as a service. And it acts like a brain and a nervous system of a city, like you talked before. Yes, we connect with all the things of the city, but most important, we connect with all the vertical domains of the city, like streetlight management, waste management, mobility, etc., etc. We know we are working all around the world with more than 100 cities, and we are advising them from strategy, answer them questions like what is a smart city? What do my constituents need? What should I do first? How do I finance it? Can you help me to build the RFP? Can you help me to select the partners, etc., etc., etc.? And we have learned that there are a lot of cities that are not achieving the success, the transformation, the complete digital transformation. That's why we decided to go forward, and we decided to have our own platform that is not competing with other vendors, is an integrated, essentially integrating platform. So, going forward, what are the core advantages of City Synergies? Of course, as I told you before, it integrates. Cities normally work in silos. Cities have a lot of technology, like you talk, okay? So, and they don't like to team up. The departments are scattered, they don't work together, they don't share between the same city, they don't share the data. And the ecosystem of the city, and we are very good ecosystem managers, the ecosystem of the city, the guys that work, the operators of communication, the guys that supply services to the city, they also don't like to share data. But we need to integrate all that data in the mother platform, and we need to also to correlate all that data. What is correlation? Sometimes we have problems that it seems like they are mobility problems, but they are not mobility problems. They are telecommunication problems, they are power problems, and we need to see that in the command center. Normally, if somebody wants to have a bike ride with bike sharing and he cannot use it, it will call it will be mad, or it will call the mobility department. With City Synergy, we see it that is, for example, a telecommunication problem, and we can inform the citizen that the problem will be solved. And of course, it manages. It coordinates and creates synergies between all the assets that are managed in the city, correlating the information between them, and also it provides a lot of information to the decision makers, so they can have data-driven decisions using, of course, process automation, AI, etc. Okay, this is a video. I've just put
At
the video this
Deloitte,
morning because I
we've
was
developed
not
City
able to talk
Synergy,
this morning.
an
So I put
integrated city
a video that
operating system.
explains City Synergy.
It
You're
has
looking
5
to the
sub-products,
implementation
each of them
in one
with a
city.
specific set of
And you can see more.
functionalities related to the core functions of any city, from security and compliance to intelligence and insights. City Synergy provides an integrated and holistic vision of the city, assuring the optimization of operational efficiency and helping city managers and stakeholders to coordinate and manage their responses. It also gives city managers the information they need to anticipate upcoming problems, plan for growth, and adapt to citizens' expectations. More than a vision, this is already a reality. A citizen can report an incident in real time. The incident is received by the command center and automatically
Look at the
assigned
easy
to the
workflow
operator.
of the
In the
first line of
ticket,
support.
all the previous actions can be seen,
Look at the
whether they
process
were made by
automation.
another operator or by the system. City Synergy automatically suggests solutions for incidents that arise based
We
on
have, of
historical
course, a knowledge
information
base.
and correlated data, allowing for a quick intervention from authorities, avoiding damages and extra costs for the municipality.
And we
City Synergy also
points
allows
to the
for
citizens.
communication with IoT devices.
monitor the IoT.
It monitors activities that are critical to the city's operations and citizens' well-being, guaranteeing an informed and sustained decision-making process.
And we manage all the assets in a
City
correlated
Synergy
way.
enables proactive intervention from citizens in the city management due to the constant monitor of connected assets. The second line of support has deeper insights that allows them to identify the root cause. By accessing the dynamic inventory, they can assign the correct field team and identify assets that are correlated, proactively solving undetected problems. With City Synergy, municipalities will improve efficiency and effectiveness in their operations, increase quality of life of the population, and foster investment attraction, undoubtedly creating long-term aggregated value for its citizens. City Synergy, making cities smarter.
So this is a reality. So at the command center, supported by City Synergy, we integrate all the vertical solutions. We measure, we correlate. The correlation is paramount. And we predict the next hours of impact of the events. And of course, we optimize the city operations so to give a higher satisfaction and engagement with the citizen in a smarter city, because there's no city that is not currently smart. So where are we today? We started with IoT technology monitoring, putting a lot of money on top of technology. Currently, we are seeing cities that are building strategic long-term roadmaps, and we are working with them. And cities already understood that this is not just technology. This is not just, this is also process and people transformation, because we need also to act in this with people and with the process of the city. And of course, you know, every one of you knows Deloitte as a consulting company. We are the biggest consulting and advisory company of the world. Sorry, that's it. Okay. So if you know some more information, please go to our booth and we present you much more information, and the system is working live there. Thank you very much. Sorry for my voice once again.
Thank you very much, Sergio. Okay. Our next speaker is Mr. Takaki Koto, Global Smart City Business Manager in NEC in Tokyo. His talk will focus on the platform NEC is proposing for cities, practical and continuous growth with various domain workflows, worldwide standard and analytics engines. He will show the concept behind and introduce some of the use cases in the cities. Mr. Takaki, please, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Takaki Koto. I'm responsible for Global Smart City Business. in NEC Corporation. I'm glad to be here to present our proud solution to you today. First of all, let me ask you what smart city means to you. I'm sure you will come out with a vast of different definitions from each perspectives, such as safety, social service, efficient traffic operations, and intelligent technology, etc. Then, what is smart? Who is smart? And how smart is it? Look, she's my daughter in Tokyo, and this girl is 2.5 years old. And the girl is the smartest girl who I have ever known. If she's thinking, learning, challenging, and growing up every day by day. Even in this time of my presentation, I miss her. Then coming back to my first question, what is smart? The answer may be in how she is doing. Like a human, city has to see what's going on in surroundings lightly and challenging to improve and self-developing year by year. Cities have, like a human, cities have devices like sensors, cameras, and existing functionalities instead of hands, eyes, and organs of human body. Here, I stress the most important key factor, brain. Our solution provides a single brain collecting any data and sending orders to execute proper actions. Then, we can propose a platform as a single brain, which is called Cloud City Operation Center in this slide. CCOC we are calling. That is able to listen and comprehend what is happening all over the city to make better decisions and being able to provide the right information to each one of the areas of interest. However, there is something crucial. From our experience to talk with cities, that is the collaboration among agencies. There are a lot of agencies need to act coordinated in case in cities. So NEC is using our collaboration framework that standardize the way of communication each other, which is called fireware. It defines the way of communication, the way of development and deployment of applications worldwide. In addition, on top of the standard platform, we also prepare a variety of workflow for domain-specific operations, such as transportation, safety, and so on. Furthermore, it is being enhanced by our strong video analytics, biometrics, and AI engine for growing up of the city, the efficient and effective operations. Now, based on this idea and this standard, the NEC is being involved in multiple smart city initiatives worldwide. Let me explain about a couple ones. First, we moved to the north of Spain, a city called Santander. The city counts on more than 12,000 sensors for multiple things, like pollution, parking, waste, and water, etc. And NEC is also applying our brain, our platform, to cross that information to generate amazing insights. Here, if we move on to Lisbon, the Portuguese capital, we will see a different idea. That is a connection of all city systems, both internal and external, which is more than 40. all together to have an incident management tool throughout the city and their agencies. They are also applying our video analytics to reduce crime rates, preemptive actions, and security. Yes. Oh, and also NEC is proposing a lot of solutions to all over the world. Now I have to close my presentation here by reviewing our strong points of CCOC, a single brain standard platform, and with domain-specific workflow and analytics engine. For your cities, smart, continuous growing up, like my daughter, I really hope we can cooperate with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Takaki. At last but not least, our final speaker is Mr. Max Claps. Max is the global lead for the SAP Future Cities, Citizen Engagement, and Postal Business. He has been involved in public sector IT for over 16 years and was previously an analyst with IDC and Gartner. His talk will focus on how data-driven innovation empowers intelligent cities. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rosa. And good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. So somebody asked the question, I think it was the previous speaker, what is a smart city? Why are we here? And the answer is not in the technology. The answer is in what we're trying to achieve, right? So a smart city is one that brings together livability and prosperity, that makes the city green and sustainable, accountable to the citizen, inclusive and sharing, as this conference says, and easy to get around. That's why we're all here. Cities are competing to attract business and talent, but at the same time, ensure that the quality of life, the inclusion that Trudy was talking about, can be delivered. So no matter how many in-vehicle sensors, traffic signals, smart meters, smart homes, and fancy widgets you see around the conference, what matters is what you see at the top. It is how those capabilities are enabling cities to innovate their business models, to inject the intelligence that is extracted from data into the business processes, and reinvent those business processes continuously. And let me give you a couple of examples just to call out the things that you see there. And probably I have every other buzzword that you can think of: mobility as a service, circular economy. So I want to make it real for you. We have had the pleasure to host at our booth the city of Zertogenbosch today. What they have done, they have collected data from insurance companies, put that together with safety, police databases on what are the hotspots for traffic accidents, in particularly involving cyclists. And Zertogenbosch is in the Netherlands. They have 34 million bicycles around there. So that is really important. They've created an app based on the intelligence extracted from the data that is connected with a smart bell. When a children or a senior person approaches an intersection, the bell goes off. It blinks, it rings, and makes sure that the cyclist is more alert. That, of course, is better safety for the citizen. It's more information for the city to do planning, and it's money saved in terms of claims processing for the insurance company. So there's an ecosystem effect. There's a new model of collaboration in terms of making it easy to move around the city. The circular economy, an example from the UK. SAP is working on a project that is called the Plastic Cloud. Think, if you could, when you're shopping, have a mobile app that tells you, why the hell are you buying plastic packaged apples? Buy loose apples and you earn loyalty point with your retailer. And another one that tells you, once you've bought a plastic bottle for whatever reason, where is the nearest bin where you can recycle your plastic bottle? And to enable those different behaviors to nudge the consumer and the citizen towards those virtuous behavior, you need intelligence in the back. Again, we've all been talking about platforms and intelligence and AI, but that's not what matters. What matters is how we deliver results in a different way for the cities, how we innovate for livability and prosperity. Thank you, and if you want to know more, please visit our booth just behind us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Max. Well, now we have 5 minutes, and I would like to invite the audience to ask some questions, if you have some questions for this very high-level panel. So, any questions from the audience? Yeah? One over there. Introduce yourself, please. Name, company.
Hello, is it working? Yeah, my name is Theodore, and I currently conduct research on IoT software platforms. I do have a question for Sergio. I figured out that there are so many vendors already that have developed a software platform or an application enablement platform. Why, as Deloitte, have you decided to build one yourself and compete with all the others?
Well, the answer is very easy. We are not competing, we are teaming up. For example, in Buenos Aires, we are teaming up with SAP. We are teaming up. We have around here a lot of companies we are teaming up, okay? Our platform is not a platform of a vendor. We are not a vendor. We are a leading consulting company. So our platform is an integration platform, and we work with several teams from all around the world. The difference between our other platforms and our platforms is that we have an engine of correlation, an engine to measure the SLAs and KPIs of the city. We have put a lot of compliance inside the platform that is also very necessary, like GDPR compliance, that is very important. But in each city, we arrive to one city and they have a platform for vendor A. Normally the city has already, we encompass that platform, we integrate with that platform, if it is an IoT platform, if it is a, and we also integrate, for example, with all the ecosystem of the city, all the players, the guys that do bike sharing, ride sharing, transportation, etc. So the DNA of Deloitte is an integrator. We are integrators. Our platform has a different positioning. It's not we don't sell the software. The software for us, the technology, is as an enabler to sell service and digital transformation. Remember what I told you before, from strategy to build and run, and people normally forget one thing. They need to change the process of the city. They need to change the legacy systems of the city. They need to change the mind of the civil servant. Okay? We need to put the civil servant working together in the command center. And that's much more difficult than technology. And I'm a guy that worked in technology for almost 30 years, but I know that selling technology is not the way. Okay? We need to do a complete digital transformation, and we think that a company able to do it from A to Z, there's no one other company like Deloitte to do like that. Okay? So we're not competing, we are joining forces with a lot of the guys that you see here. Okay? Thank you very much for your question.
Okay, any other question from the audience? No? I have a question for Óscar. I am sure that there is a lot of people wondering how did you get the money to embrace in such a huge project like yours?
Thank you. Yeah, that was actually a lot of strategy too. Our major is a very social, has a very ambitious social agenda. And so we have more than 390 schools, public schools in the city. And shamefully, a lot of them are in a very bad shape in their infrastructure. So our major decided, I am going to renovate, I'm going to build new schools, but overall I'm going to renovate a lot of the old existing schools because education should be a priority, right? Also with a quality focus program, etc. So he had to obtain a credit from banks and from cooperation. And when he told them, they were okay, the city has good numbers, you can get that credit, but you have to make sure that you're investing at least a percentage in institutional strengthening, right? And so that's when we said, hey, I can tell you how you can do that with technology. And then we tell him all that we told earlier, and that's how we got the money. We're in this project, we're investing over $10 million, and we are already in the second year of execution because the first year was planning, and we have 1 year already to deliver a lot of results, a lot of impact in order for this to continue because, of course, digital transformation is not like that. It's not over yet.
Okay, thank you. So it's time for conclusions. We have just 1 minute left. Okay, our first conclusion is that the smart city platforms are not only helping cities to make better decisions, but only are empowering these new ecosystems around data, okay? And we have had here different projects. We have vendor solutions, open source ones also. But the most important thing is that these platforms have to be interoperable, okay? And another concept is that we've been talking about teaming up. Each city has its own ecosystem, its own city providers, and all of us have to work together to get this data management, okay? Thank you very much for coming.